One. Hello, everyone.
And welcome to the Women's Cave.
Yes.
Thank you for pausing because I got to have it.
Yeah, I want to say the whole sentence. Then after I said hello, everyone, I was like, I feel a little tired.
Really? You feel a little tired? Anyway, I'm Jade.
And I will know that. It's like 6
You're
o'clock.
tired? You're tired?
No, it's 6 o'clock here. It's time for like my early bird special to be over and for me to go to bed.
Not your early bird special. How old are you?
I'm going to finish that. I'm sorry. I'm going back.
How old are you?
My early bird special to be over and then it's time for me to go to bed. 72.
Okay, I like it. You look good, 72, girl. Go on. What face cream do you use? I need to know.
It's called youth.
All right.
I'm sorry. It's called youth.
It's called a youth. It's called a youth. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so she uses youth. That sounds. I
don't
don't
know what that is.
Anyway, we wrote literary life guides with pop poetry, and I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons, and I thought being grown up was easy. If only I would meet a memoir in verse. And
don't pay attention to me. Apparently, I just got hair in my mouth.
Whittle's Web, and Whittle's that, and for a coffee. All of those are where you get your audiobooks. Or also, you can check out everything you're lazy doing at www.andithoughtladies.com. I really pulled that out without laughing.
Right?
I did. Yeah. I was like, way to stay on topic.
And I like because I even popped off camera. You're still like, I see this, but I don't see it.
I see it, but I don't. I'm laughing later.
But
y'all are here to hear about us.
You're here to hear about our wonderful guest.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, ladies. I'm Alyson Shelton, and I'm a writer. And recently, I just wrote a comic book called Reburn, and I also write essays and screenplays. And you can check me out on my website at AlysonShelton.com. Alyson with a Y, ALYSONSHELTON.
I feel like she wrapped that up.
I know it was beautiful.
It was great being here. Bye, y'all.
And that's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Well done.
So how did you go from essays to comics? And was that an easy transition?
I'm kind of all over the place. I went to film school for grad school and I did films and television. And then I stopped doing everything when I had children because I just couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't take sort of the grind and the business and all of it. And then I came back and started writing things that I wanted to see and read myself instead of worrying about what other people wanted to see and read. And I just went with what the idea was and what I thought the best way to tell it was. And my good friend Jessica is the one who said, this really needs to be a comic book, Reburn. She read the screenplay, which is how I first wrote it. And she was like, this really needs to be a comic book. And I thought, that sounds really great. I don't know how a person makes a comic book, but she's my business partner and she started figuring it out and we did it.
Wow. If you ever want to do that for someone else for free, just for kicks and giggles,
we're available at any time.
Definitely. Let us know.
We're available.
And I'll try to make sure I don't even do the hair out of the mouth thing while having the conversation.
So you stopped doing
questions.
Oh,
go
okay.
for it. No, go for
it.
Go
ahead now.
No, you usually don't have questions, so go for it.
I feel flattered. You have questions, Jade. Yeah. Go right ahead.
I do. So you went from being a businesswoman to taking a break to coming back to doing your own business. Mm-hmm. So how was that transition? And how do you get it all done in a day? Like a mom, a wife, do so much.
How do we do it all? I think that's a good question. We fit it in the most. I remember before I had kids, I thought I was busy. I was like, oh, I'm so busy with my life. And then I had kids and I realized that was funny that I thought I was busy. It's sort of like my time for me with my ideas and the things I want to say. And so I find time to do it. And I try not to give myself too hard of a time if I don't get to it. That's something I really have gotten better at. Like whatever I get done, I get done. And if I don't get it done, I don't get it done. The world's going to go on. And my priority is still my family, especially in the past couple of years. We've all had a real opportunity to think about what really matters to us. And that definitely is what keeps me going.
Definitely.
Now I know Nona has some questions.
Okay, well, Nona.
They're about your past career because I'm always fascinated. Did you say filmmaking and television? What did you do?
What did I do? That's a good question because that could mean a lot of things. I did make a film independently, which means we raised the money and we did it. And it was a film that I wrote and directed. And a friend of mine who produced it. Her name's Jen, and we're still trying to make another movie. So we did that because I was telling stories. We were telling stories that people with money weren't as interested in telling. So we went ahead and told it ourselves. And then I also worked like on cooking shows as a like post producer. So that means writing scripts and working on the edit and doing that kind of stuff. And my husband also works in reality television, which he worked on like Lego Masters. That was the big one recently that people are really excited about. We are really excited about. Now he's working on a house show for Netflix, and we met in graduate school at USC in film and television. So
wow, that is amazing.
Yes, that is awesome. And you guys are still together in the television industry. I'm like,
yeah, he's really wonderful. I hit the jackpot. I really feel very fortunate for sure.
that is so awesome.
So let's go back to this comic book.
Okay.
How did your partner figure it out?
Well, she is actually. Oh, go ahead. Were you finished?
No, I mean, like that's like a huge jump. Like, no.
That is a huge jump.
This is a comic book. And she figured it out.
She's amazing. She's brilliant. So that helps. She is a television producer. So she had recently worked on a TV show called V Wars for Netflix, which was a comic book originally. And she was like, oh, the screenplay would cost so much money to make, and I'm me and I'm not famous, and so this probably isn't going to happen. She's like, what about if we make it as a comic book? So she knew some people who wrote comic books, and she's like, well, I have this idea for a comic book. And they were like, you and everyone else. And she's like, okay, but what if I wanted to do it? What do I do? And so they kind of gave her a list of things that you need to do if you want to make your own comic book. And we just went item by item and did it. And then we did Kickstarters to pay for it, because we paid the artists and the letterers a fair indie comic wage. So we did not get paid, but we paid them.
Nice. I love that you paid the creatives.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a fair wage.
Yeah.
Like,
Everyone's trying to pay the creative, but $5 is about all.
Right. So it was important to us, especially because they're all younger than us too, and we didn't want to take advantage of them being young and hungry, and they deserve to be paid. They're the ones putting their blood, sweat, and tears into this too. So it was important to us.
So how does it feel you didn't have your ultimate goal of the screenplay, but how does it feel to now be able to flip through the pages?
It feels pretty amazing. I'll be honest. It's really, and the artistic collaboration with the artist Elise and the colorist Hillary and the letterer Joe Met, it has been a really, really great artistic collaboration. And during COVID, getting on Zooms and talking about creative ideas and then see that thing come to reality, it's pretty powerful, to have this thing you can hold. Because lots of times as a writer, you have things in your brain and that's where they stay, or, you type them out and they live somewhere. But there's something I really admire artists too, as a person who does not draw, the fact that it was in here and then somehow I wrote it in a way that she drew it exactly as I might hope and imagine, or even better. That was really special. It's difficult to talk about, but the first time I saw her drawing, because the first thing we did was character, and the first time I saw May, who's the main character, I cried, because I've imagined this woman in my head for a long time, and she's just an amazing person. So seeing her drawn was it was so very exciting.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. I mean,
amazing.
I think the closest we ever got was hearing our words read in an audiobook. We were like, oh,
yeah, I bet.
We wrote that.
Yeah.
The best is gonna get. Oh wait. No.
Yeah.
You remember we did the podcast? We did. We'll never get a TV show, but come listen to
the closest we'll ever get.
We'll never get to a TV show. That was the invitation.
Yeah, it was, and it was fabulous. And it was we wrote this and characters, and they have voices. This is fabulous. Just the voice that lives in my head.
Something that lives outside of this thing that you did, that exists because you wrote the words. That is really incredible. Yeah.
Okay, you also said you wrote essays. So have you published any of these essays? Where do we get them?
If you go to my website, my link tree is there. If you go to my Instagram by Alyson Shelton, so it'll have links to it. Yeah, I had the first one was in Ms., which I was very excited about, because Ms. magazine is a big feminist magazine, so I was very proud of it, and the other ones in literary magazines and different. So yeah, I have had ones published, and I'm working on a book. You're all very inspiring. with all of your
I'm
books.
very excited for this essay book. I was hoping to hear I'm working on a book. This is why I kept asking. I was like, I want to hear it. She's gonna say I'm working on a book, and
It's intimidating.
by it.
I'm impressed by you two. Like, it is intimidating writing a book and feeling like I got enough to say to do this. Like,
Absolutely. And listen, I can't wait to pre-order it. I'm excited. I'm already like,
you're a good friend.
You're
That's what good friends do.
And I'm gonna be like, and pre-ordered. What?
Thank
So
you.
happening.
I know, right? I'm gonna be hovering like, oh, when she say it was available? There it is. There it is.
Okay, I just had to finish it. So.
What skills do you feel actually helped you accomplish the goal of writing essays and being in television? What skills do you feel like jumped around and were
a good question. I am naturally very curious. If I see something and I'm interested, I try to figure out how to do it. I like working with other people. I'm a natural collaborator. I love it. It's why I think I've been so hesitant to write a book. It seems very lonely. I really like collaborating with artists and crew and actors and all those things. And I have a lot, I don't know, I enjoy thinking about ideas. I enjoy the work, most of it, that goes into writing. I know so many writers talk about how much they hate it, and I don't think I could do it because it's a lot of work. If I hated it, I actually enjoy like realizing, I don't know if this happens to you, but I have this idea in my head, and it takes a while for it to be that thing that's in here. And when you get there, it's really satisfying. And it's helped me understand myself and ideas that I have. And that kind of keeps me going like, oh, this, I get to know myself better through this process. And that is really gratifying.
You can always, that's wonderful. You can always collaborate with someone for your essay book.
That's true. You could. I could. I may be collaborating with the artist a little bit to do some illustrations.
Oh,
exactly.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm back on the excited train.
Girl, I feel like that train for you didn't leave the station.
I did.
You hopped off and hopped right back on.
That was fast.
She said illustrations. I was more. Now I'm more excited. Like, I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Just gotta do the typing.
Oh, the typing.
And finding the time, like you say, to do the typing. I'll read like, I went to a cabin to write for days. I'm like, what's that like? I don't have that experience.
I don't know what that is.
That sounds cool.
What is that?
Yeah.
I'm typing at 2:00 in the morning being like, okay, all right. If I do this without coffee, I might be able to get to sleep by 4.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Like 2 to 3:30. That's it. I got to sleep.
That's when the house is finally quiet, right?
Yes. Oh my word. Do you know how much work you can get done in the middle, like 2 a.m. to 4? Nobody's up. The cat's not moving. The dog's not barking. Nobody is doing anything. It is like the natural quiet hour. It's beautiful, and you can get so much work.
I think it was invented for women. If only we were awake for that.
My mom used to say, I didn't mind that you woke up at night because I was the youngest of 5. And she was like, because that's the only time I had with you that was quiet and alone. I was complaining about my kid being up, and she was like, oh, I didn't mind. It was our time that we spent together. And I thought, oh, that's the difference between being the 5th kid and being, the 1st kid. I did not want to get up at night. I wanted to sleep. But she didn't mind because that's when she saw me alone and no one else needed anything. It's a very sweet story about my mom.
No, that is so awesome. That reminds me of my dad. He'd be like, you want to get in on some of this ice cream? Then it's like, sure. Right. Should I be having sugar at 11:00 at night?
Right.
But thank you.
But that was your time.
Yeah.
Like, it was your special. Yep.
Yeah, it was. So tell us, what are 3 pieces of advice that you would tell any creative out here that is just trying to continue on the creative path?
Advice. I'm always nervous. I feel like I got to be very wise all of a sudden.
No,
I
you
think,
can be like,
I think a big one is just keep going. It's like real basic, but it's the best advice. Just keep going. Just keep writing or creating or do that. 2, figure out who your people are. Stop showing your stuff to people who aren't interested in it. They're never going to be interested in it. They're never going to like it. And they're only going to make you doubt yourself. So find the people who like what you're doing and help make it better. And 3, take care of yourself. It's a long, long road. Nothing's overnight or over the week or over the month or over the year. It just keeps going on. So take care of yourself. You deserve it. You don't need to grind all the time. It actually isn't good for you. Okay, those are my advice pieces. Those are my 3 advice pieces.
Wow, those were like extra great advice. I was like, yes. I was always like, preach. Preach.
No, not
preach.
No.
It's late, y'all. It's late.
It's late for y'all. It's late for. I understand what you're saying. That is the time of day when I'm like, this is where we lay down, right after dinner, and just kind of like.
Yeah, but after the happy hour, you kind of be like, hey, hello, Jade. I'm awake.
Yeah.
So where can people find out more about you? Check out your book and definitely buy it. Pre-order your essay book
when I get there. You just go to my website. That's probably the best place. ALYSONSHELTON.com, AlysonShelton.com, or my Instagram, which y'all, I want you to join me and read a poem, but then I couldn't find you on Instagram. So I was like, how do I get them to come on and read a poem? Okay, so my Instagram is @by Alyson Shelton, BYALYSONSHELTON.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun. I can feel your energy from here, which is powerful, all the way across the country.
I feel like Jade was really alive today.
I know.
She was.
I had some really great dinner, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Dinner was everything.
She did.
What did you have for dinner? I want some.
So I went to the Amish market today, and they have like pepperoni logs.
Mm-hmm.
Had one of those for dinner. I normally don't indulge, but today I was just like, yeah.
That sounds delicious.
So like,
so good.
I'm sitting here right now. I'm a little hungry, and all I kept thinking about is all I really want is a pepperoni log. And then here comes Jade just chowing down on a pepperoni log. And she goes, I got you a pretzel.
Well, I got her a pepperoni log. And then in the car, she was like, I don't even want a pepperoni log. And I was like, well, that was a mistake. I'll just eat it. I'll give her the
no.
Like, I didn't know the pepperoni log existed.
I wasn't going to say anything. She's like, I don't even want a pepperoni log. I was like, oh, I'll just have to eat it then. And she can have my pretzel and I'll go on.
While we were waiting for you to come on, she was chowing down on said pepperoni log. That's all I wanted for dinner. And now I'm thinking about like other things that I could probably find for dinner or get on my way home. And I'm like, I don't want any of it. And the Amish market is closed. So I'm sitting here hungry.
Pretzel didn't do it.
Yeah, well,
no, I didn't even eat the pretzel. She was like, "There's a pretzel." I was like, "I don't want that. I want a pepperoni log."
She said it in the car. She's like, "I don't." And I was like, "Oh," I was thinking to myself, "Well, I'm glad I didn't tell her I got her one. This would have been a disaster."
Sorry, well, no.
Okay.
I don't know what you're gonna get for dinner.
She was like, okay, you said you didn't want one. And I was like, yeah, but I really did. So I'll just eat tomorrow. I
was like, tomorrow? Okay, yeah. I don't understand that. I like to eat before I go to bed.
She's going to say she's going to eat tomorrow. And then I'm going to call her at 11. And she's going to be like, yeah, so I'm just eating these grilled chicken wings I had. I couldn't stand it. I was hungry.
I've already decided. I was like, I'm having walnuts.
You're having walnuts for dinner? Well, at least it's dinner.
I'm having some chopped walnuts and water. I'm calling it. I'm going to bed.
Wow. Okay.
I have no pepperoni log.
Okay. Get back to me and let me know how that worked out. If you really went to bed with some walnuts and water.
She was hungry. All right. So I guess we should end this show.
Can you tell people again where they can find your book?
Because that's how it's supposed to be the last thing. Sorry.
AlysonShelton.com. ALYSONSHELTON.com. Thank you so much for having me. This was such a pleasure. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. Okay, you find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughtLadies.com. While you're there, take a moment, go to the middle of the page and see the charities that we probably support. You can support them also. We thank you in advance for that. And just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. Peace and love, you guys, from Winona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, thanks for listening.